What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Layup Line, and today I wanted to talk about the NBA draft. More specifically, I wanted to have a general discussion on big men in the draft. The power forward and center positions have transformed significantly in the past 30 years, traditionally being the position for the biggest and tallest guys on the team who are asked to protect the rim, grab rebounds, and score in the paint. That's still mostly true in the 2020s, but big men have also become a lot more skilled. Some can handle the ball, be elite passers, and space the floor as well. Despite all of that, if you take a look around, the best teams in the league don't always have the best power forward or center. Lately, most playoff teams or title teams have been able to find success going small or getting a center who plays a limited role with a limited skill set. It's not a position NBA teams are still looking to spend a lot of money on. But if you take a look at the NBA draft, it's certainly still a position teams have been making a lot of investments in. Over the past 30 years, the first power forward or center taken in the draft has an average draft position of 1.5, and prospects taken at the top of the draft have high rookie salaries and leverage for large extensions down the road. This year's draft isn't expected to be heavily dominated by bigs, but there's still a few with potential to be top 5 picks. With that in mind, I wanted to take a look into how effective top big man prospects actually turn out to be, and if it's still worth it to draft a big man in the top 5 of the modern NBA. I went into Basketball Reference and looked at the past 30 drafts so I could categorize how much these front court players are producing. All the position data comes from Basketball Reference, so each player I counted or ranked needs to have played power forward or center position for a majority of their career. Here's a graph showing the number of power forwards or centers to make an all-rookie team in their first season. The NBA doesn't take position into account when assigning all-rookie teams, so it shows that right away we're seeing big men make an impact, taking 4 of the 10 all-rookie spots. On average, there's also been at least 2 big men each draft to make an all-star team and at least one that makes all-NBA. Considering how high centers usually get taken in the draft and with how well they perform in comparison, these numbers were slightly concerning to me for the future of bigs coming into the league. Despite typically doing well early in their career, we're sometimes seeing the long-term success drop off, with an average of 1.5 big men out of the past 30 drafts ever becoming notable contributors to a championship team. Over these drafts, I've also found that on average, the best big man taken in the draft would be the 6th pick, despite the fact that over that same time frame, teams draft a power forward or center with a 1.5 draft position. The widest gaps in value I found was the 2007 draft, with Ohio State center Greg Oden going first, while the best center to come out of the class would be 47th pick Marc Gasol. The longest we've had to wait to see a big man get drafted was the 2017 draft, where the Orlando Magic selected Jonathan Isaac with the 6th pick. In the 2019 draft, there was nearly a $4 million difference in the first year salaries for the first overall pick and the 6th pick of the draft. The reason teams are looking for steals late in the draft and take swings on raw talent prospects is because they want the financial benefit of signing guys on lower scale rookie deals in the hope that they'll outplay their contract under the team's development, and the numbers seem to show that the front offices should be making those gambles at other positions and opt for a veteran center who plays his role and stabilizes your defense. Another recent example of the declining value of big men is the 2018 draft. DeAndre Ayton was selected first overall that year, and he's by no means a bad player. He's a solid paint scorer, an improving defender and passer, and has shown glimpses of developing outside game. Even with all of that in mind, if we were to redraft the 2018 class, Ayton's best case scenario slipping past guards Luka Doncic and Trae Young, because when we rank players in the league, there's an emphasis on the value of having shot creation abilities. The problem is that even the most productive star bigs in the league right now need to be paired with an elite shot creator to get them the ball in their spots. Meaning, when you build around a big man in the draft, it immediately dictates that you need to surround him with complementary pieces that can handle the ball. However, when you build around guards or wings that create by themselves, you'll have a lot more variability in how you can build out your team. This, for example, you can't simply surround Joel Embiid with players that only defend because it hurts your offense and your spacing. But you can put multiple non-shooters on the floor with Steph Curry because he can create his own shot off the dribble, collapse the defense on him, and pass to Iguodala or Draymond on a cut to the rim. Even with the data from the past 30 years though, I still think this is all hypothetical and inconclusive. The numbers for title contributing big men could be higher, but there were a few guys left off the list due to too few minutes played. I've frequently found veteran big men who reinvented their game late in their career and played roles on winning teams, like David West with the 2018 Warriors, who was 1.3 minutes short of my 15-minute per game requirement. I also found undrafted big men on title teams I could not include on my count, like 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Ben Wallace. Even just zooming out over the same time span, there have been plenty of big men contributing at a high level on playoff teams that just couldn't get the ultimate prize in the end, like All-Stars Kenyon Martin, Blake Griffin, Al Horford, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, LaMarcus Aldridge, and others. Also, the star big men coming from the past 5 drafts still have plenty of time to increase their impact in the 2020s. Guys like Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Anthony Davis could make the big man position one of the most important spots for teams to build around. Given the current trends, I think these guys could be the exception and not the rule, and I'm still generally concerned about the value teams get when drafting a big man so high in the draft. So should you expect to see a center go with the top 3 pick and blossom into an all-NBA level franchise player? The numbers on that aren't great, but every couple years we see a big man come out the draft that brings championship level play.
For me, it was definitely adapt or die when I got here to Cleveland. I knew that I wouldn't be posting up as much anymore. We had 2 ball-dominant players in Kyrie and LeBron, and I had to see where I fit in.
The Philadelphia 76ers select Joel Embiid.
I feel like big man could do more. That's what I've been trying to do, kind of change the narrative around big men.
If you're still watching, I really appreciate that. It took a lot of work diving into these statistics on Basketball Reference and finding all the positional data and for each draft class. So if you learned something, drop a like. If you disagree, maybe you agree, maybe we can talk it out in the comments. Let me know what you think. Thank you and have a good day.